Hello everyone and welcome to Quality RPGs. Today we are having part 50 of the Kingdom Come Deliverance II playthrough, and without further ado, let's continue. So this is the...
Good health to you, sir. I'm Godwin, a friend of that lad you arrived with.
Baron Vauquelin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo. I am a warrior, a traveler, a strategist, and also...
My word.
Mais non! And I'm glad to meet...
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Baron. How did you end up imprisoned in Malishov?
Ah, c'est une histoire compliquée. It was after I heroically and only lost it narrowly by...
That needs some explanation.
Oh, misère. It is clear...
Oh.
When they broke through the defense, I ended up in captivity. It was only due to my...
Oh. I thought it...
My neck was not at risk in Malishov. I may have still been a prisoner with my personal freight, but they never broke my...
You say you're a poet?
Okay.
Jamais. Is poetry nothing but a fuss to you? Is a poet a gesture for amusement? I think not. To recite, I require the proper...
Okay.
Where have you been on your travel?
But of course! If you are interested in my greatest journeys, then I have traveled with a merchant caravan, and if you are interested in my greatest deed, then...
And you wouldn't by any chance know the Pope?
Which one do you mean? I spoke briefly with Boniface IX when I was sojourning in Rome.
How come almost nobody...
I am operating, as they say. My great benefit is my strong connection there. Everyone knows my name.
Okay. And then the Rabbi Samuel and Rabbi Jehuda.
Such rare guests. One wouldn't expect to find among Christians. I'm Godwin.
Peace be with you. Neither would one expect...
How do you know I'm a priest?
It's not difficult to tell, and we are both a little on... I'm Yehuda, leader of the rabbinical court, and this is...
Who would rather not be here at all. Why did we have to come here, Sadie? Can you not see everyone?
Because we all need to, and why would they not stir? Well,
Are you here to arrange...
we have more serious matters to attend. The situation in the town and the kingdom. You have men and weapons.
Why are you telling this to a Koimer? You wanted to deliver what we brought to the Margrave.
Everything in good time, said.
Did you come to lend money?
Not to lend, but to give. Help given to...
You don't even know if you can trust them. With that money, we could...
You remind me of my young friend Henry.
Henry? That messenger...
You know each other.
That would be him. We did not get off to...
Henry's done a few things I'd like to give him a slap or two for. But like they say, for a young stripling, he's been through plenty. It's not he was supposed to become a blacksmith, and instead...
Wait. From Scarlet's?
Aye, that's right. Did you know anyone there?
I knew of someone.
My daughter knew him most, and that is why Samuel is in this world. For our numerous sins.
Maybe he was my father, but he certainly didn't act like one. Ma.
And that was all.
Why? He should have taken care of me, but instead he fathered another
Don't make hasty judgments. As far as I know, at least none of his... He took in Henry and raised him as his own, on the orders of the Lord of Skalitz. Sir Radzik, Henry's real...
I don't care if he took care of 20 other...
That boy's bloodfather denied him.
A person can't choose their parents. And
Enough. I'd rather have a drink.
For that, there will be...
good health.
L'chaim.
So. Okay, so it's proceeding. Dry Devil, Jobst.
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here too, he is up against resistance.
Oh, he has
Capable
both his eyes.
strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
By winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That whole sun won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing.
Okay, that's almost like from the Fellowship of the Ring when they put the ring on the table or whatever it was.
Friends, we'll get nowhere like this. Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
Well, that went just as expected. Good health.
And to yours. Could it have gone any other way when there's so many of us here?
I would have expected a bit more sense from Jobst of all people. He made an amateur's mistake. But it's hard to be angry with him when he's trying. By the way, I'm John of Liechtenstein.
That's not a thing I've ever boasted of.
I have my... From what I've heard about you, I'd judge you could be quite useful.
Is that so?
Okay.
Indeed. And that's why I...
As it happens,
Excellent. I expect we can agree that Jobst's plan...
that's a weak...
And the way it stands at the moment, he'll never get the support of the council.
Well, I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizka up and satisfy the ones who...
We'll sit and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own volition, but we'll be waiting in the military camp of our huge...
If Sigismund decides to mount an attack in the camp...
But Sigismund's army is demoralized and weakened. And he's able to tackle fortresses that aren't able to defend themselves. But he
can't retreat either.
And that's exactly why we'll wait until he's called back to Hungary. For the plan to work, we need allies. Their money. We just need negotiators who...
Are you saying you set everything in motion?
More like in parallel.
Okay.
If we find support and make it look like the whole thing was his idea...
You've got an interesting way...
You're certainly not the first to tell me that.
Why are you doing...
Because I want to put a stop to the senseless... And also because I'm happier with Wenceslas on the...
I'll help you.
I'll give you 3 names. Botchek of Kunstadt, Hamann Alder, and Anna of Waldstein. If you can get those 3 on our... Meanwhile...
Okay.
Why me? Because you've got a head on your shoulders. You know how to... You and your friend Henry are similar in that respect. There aren't many like...
Tell me a bit more about those people.
Certainly.
Botchek of Kunstadt.
That's just the thing. He's got massive estate. He doesn't play the big game. Because he doesn't... He always goes for the sure thing. But once he's made his mind up...
Okay.
Alder the Alderman. Wasn't he a Kuttenberg...
He still is. The only one who retained his... Only he's here, instead of cozying up with Sigismund in Kuttenberg. But he'll continue to have a strong influence on the guilds and the rich...
Anna of Waldstein.
Wenzel Bartosz. And I'm not surprised...
I was quite surprised to see her here.
A male affair? Anna is holding back and behaving like an exemplar, but don't trust appearances. She's got claws, she knows how to do her sum,
And what use can she be to us? Apart...
she's as sharp as they come when it comes to trade. And she knows there are wicked tongues that claim Bartosz acquired most of, and that it was thanks to her.
Okay.
What if it doesn't?
I refuse to even consider that outcome. Because it would...
I'll get on it then.
I wish us both luck.
I'd rather discuss those...
So... Noble Samuel, and here we have this
God be with you, noble lady. There's
sharp-minded
something I'd
lady.
like to ask of you.
God be with you. What would that be?
Your diplomatic support.
No beating around the bush, eh? I like that.
Margrave Yob's plan has some gaps, milady.
To muster an army that Margrave can't afford on his own?
Christ.
I should say so. All sorts of people have their eyes on my money, and divining their intentions, although, between the two of us, it isn't hard to figure out what Liechtenstein...
How do you know Liechtenstein?
I know most of the people here very well. Many of them certainly, but they wouldn't dream of stating that. While it seems that Lord Liechtenstein...
I'd say you have a better nose for people than most of them.
Not only for people, but also for good food and wine.
Then you were in the right place.
The wine here is average. The cooks lack imagination. So, to the point.
Nothing more than support and resources for an army to parley more...
Nothing more? I'd say that's plenty. And why ask me for help?
It's not only your money we're interested in. You're well able to negotiate and trade. And if you were to take part in our plan...
Then I'd be helpful to you on two fronts. If you want me to support you, you must give me a good reason.
Do you have something in particular?
Well, one of the guests here has something that shouldn't get into the wrong hands.
Who's that?
Harmon Al... Now, if you were to switch these papers for the ones he brought with him...
Okay.
And these papers I'm supposed to switch.
My relatives somehow dug up some trade contracts between myself and...
You were dealing with the enemy.
They were not the enemy at the time. My conscience is clear.
And the papers I'm supposed...
Just insignificant documents. If the...
Okay.
Have you fallen out with...
No, no. Alda is innocent in the matter. They're disappointed that I dared out, and the fact that I'm handling his estates.
I'm supposed to rob a...
Harmon Alda was given the documents to... He hasn't yet had a chance to look at them.
All right, I'll help you.
Alda will surely have the papers in his saddlebags, which he left in the shed. Bring them to me, and put these there instead. But watch yourself. Odoran's group.
Okay.
Martin likes to exaggerate. He's talking about sorry nags even when they belong to someone else.
Nags? What nags?
I'd like to check your horses out and see if there's...
Ha, even better. But you won't believe it until you...
And you might not believe your eyes when you do see them. Well.
I wanted to...
You wanted to apologize for crashing into my home without it by your leave. Or to arrest my...
I want to have a word with old...
Well, I'm having a word...
Okay.
I apologize for interrupting our conversation.
Is that your...
Unfortunately.
We'll talk later and in private. Right?
Don't try my...
Why so strict?
20 years ago, he was nothing but a cheeky brat. I got him a place at the Archbishopric to have some sense. Only it wasn't long before... And then I find out he's settled in some... But he took his boozing and whoring along with him. Lost...
Try saying it again a little louder. They might not have heard you in the outer court.
You have the impertinence to show me your face after the way you...
You're exaggerating.
Me? Exaggerating? You're the one who... Your horse wandering around as...
Oh, actually, anything fun was strictly... But maybe you ought to try it yourself sometime. Then maybe you wouldn't be...
Dishonoring your horse.
I can't dishonor someone who has no honor.
That's enough.
Christopher.
Okay.
You won't get away with those insults. I challenge you to a duel.
We've never met, and we have no cause to be enemies.
You've got no other option. You insulted...
Gentlemen, I can have a word in private with Lord Odorin, the second.
Out of the question. And he's got plenty to learn from Christopher. By God...
You want satisfaction? Suit yourself, then. We'll fight. Come to the outer courtyard.
After you.
Well, that's that.
Shouldn't we rather...
No, Christopher...
Make room for us. We'll just settle a very private matter. It's an honorable duel, man against man. Stay back. Enough. That will do.
Okay, well, that was quite quick.
My God. Why did you learn to wield a sword like that? Father always said you were a good-for-nothing boozer.
I was in a war. Right, and you ought to know yourself. Not all the faults that Father...
Aye.
So Father would be only he'll never be satisfied.
I thought he was the way he was because his first son let him down. And he hurt...
Not at all. I remember him when I was 6 years old. I felt he wouldn't talk to me for a week because...
The first time he took me hunting, he let me starve for 3 days until I was 8.
Only 3
I always wondered who you were. There was...
Look, I really did fuck up everything I could. I brawled and boozed until they threw me out, but now I have a chance to put things...
And that's why you want...
I've got to get him on our side, and...
Aren't we all on the same...
Maybe everyone's saying that.
After your encounter... Actually, I don't think you should even attempt it. Unless you want...
What else can I...
I'll talk to him myself. He'll hear me out for sure.
Do I have any...
If it's really that important...
All right, then. It's a nice idea, but we can't...
Only no one's going to pay for one, because that would be an outright admission of...
Baldur's got some clout with the councillors and burghers who are loyal to Sigismund.
I expect Alder's not the only... Leave Alder to me. The plan sounds...
I don't know how to thank you.
You can drag me to a tavern sometime. Pa doesn't need...
You're starting to...
Okay. So... Where next? Saddlebacks.
What brings you here?
Hello.
God bless.
Aren't you a bit bored?
What's your problem? The horses are...
God forbid. But standing around...
Not really.
Shall we roll some dice?
Well, or I'll wait at the table over there.
Okay. So the saddlebags. And let's have that game of dice. Where is that dicing table? Here.
I'm seriously curious about you, lad.
Lad? I guess Godwin could be his father. Let's roll another time. Okay, nice.
If I was you, I'd take it.
Perhaps.
Let it be now. I want to play too, you know.
Well, we'll see if you can play. I don't think you actually can.
Good game, friend. The money's yours.
Okay, and now let's get back to the party. So, here are the papers.
From Alder.
Quiet!
My lady, with all the clamour going on, here they are.
You're more capable than I expected.
You're welcome.
As agreed. I will support...
Thank you. No.
Yes, quite. But let's drink.
I'd like to, but I'm afraid I've had more than my...
Wise. No matter, I shall drink a toast alone. But to your health.
Okay. Oh, and once again reputation lost. So who we need to speak still? Wojciech of Kunstad.
Mind where you're going. One beer.
And where might he be? Downstairs somewhere? No. Well, I guess I need to go downstairs to see. Okay, there.
Sir Wojciech, I need to speak with you for a moment.
A man hardly puts his cup to his lips and someone comes along to put a flea in his ear. Jobst comes up with a plan as full of holes as a beggar's shoes, and now you're...
On the contrary,
Does that improvement include a few thousand men-at-arms, if not...
A few thousand men-at-arms as a convincing argument, only in order to get them.
You've got my attention, but...
Don't worry,
Yeah.
it's not just your money I want to draw on. Believe it or not.
Really? Name at least one.
Anna of Volstein.
Truly? Well, let's see about...
I wouldn't mention the word...
All right. I have a lot of property, lots of subjects to look after, and along with that,
this
the Lord
is the
blessed
bull.
me with a large family. I can't risk it all in a
So you need guarantees that you won't be left standing in the cold if you openly oppose Sigismund.
My guarantee is called Yitka. If I succeeded in marrying her off to another strong house, I'll have...
Maybe it's enough to find a suitable groom.
Perhaps someone of suitable standing who Yitka would also gladly accept.
Yeah.
How about...
He's a youngster.
Okay.
He may be young. He's got battle experience. And when he gets the estate, that's his by right.
If he gets it. Right now, Hunnish lords over that, and seems quite happy. On the other hand, the lords of Leipa have a good reputation. Maybe it's not...
I'll convey your offer to Lord Capon.
I don't care what the young lord thinks. If he agrees, I'll be happy.
Pushing a friend to tie the knot to save the kingdom.
The kingdom will not forget his sacrifice. Now stop deleting.
Okay. So where is Hans?
I've got some good news.
The bad news is there's hardly any females in this whole damned place. There's some old bat standing there with two young girls, but she watches over them like a mother, so at least...
Yeah.
You're going to get married.
Good one. Is she at least... You're really a barrel of laughs. No. Enough, no.
I'd better slow down.
Ah, what can one expect from a man of the cloth?
Okay. So Hanush is... where?
Where you going?
Is it downstairs as well?
Los! Ein Bier bitte!
Oh, here.
Sir Hanush.
You do?
Young Lord Cape...
If he's got some impoverished noble's daughter pregnant, I'll have it. I'm not going to support...
You misunderstood my meaning. I mean, with...
You arranged a marriage for my ward?
With the niece of Sir Buchek, Lord of Kunstadt.
Buchek of... Godwin, you conniving old...
Oh, fuck.
I don't... So, young Hans is to marry Kunstadt's daughter?
Niece.
If you're serious, I'll make sure that you get the Rattay parish.
Or you could make me the abbot of Sassa. Or what about a...
Forget it. Soon I'll be paying for a word to Hans. I want to tell him myself.
I must sadly...
Well,
Okay. So let's tell the happy news.
Sir Buchek, your niece Yivka...
So Hanush agreed.
Indeed.
Then I will fulfill my...
Thank you.
Enough formality.
Well, I
Cheers
guess
to the
we can have
beautiful
one.
Lady Yivka.
Here's to a good...
So where is Liechtenstein? Over here?
Gentlemen, I think we can raise our goblet.
Is this supposed to...
Like I said, miracle. Tell me, Godwin.
I bring nothing from the House of Odorin. But the widow of Waldstein and Sir Bochek of Kun...
Both of them. Good.
This is going to be a long story, and I...
It would seem that we have all benefited from the break in these proceedings. New alliances have been formed. And I have also changed my plans.
Okay.
We shall still wait for Sigismund to withdraw his troops of his own accord. But we will wait with an army at our backs.
Yes! And how are we to raise an army? Wasn't it made clear at the meeting that no one wants to take the risk?
The only thing made clear was that each of us alone is weak, and that we could not find common ground. But that has now changed.
King Wenceslas is, by the will of God, the balbatim of all his subjects. Not only the Christians, our community, and not only ours, will give you coin.
The Kuttenberg houses are still loyal to King Wenceslas, and we stand with Lord Ruthard.
And if that's not enough, the houses of Leipa and Kunstadt will unite and march side by side.
My niece, Yitka, will take young Lord Capon as her husband.
Lords Kunstadt, Hanush, Radzig, and I will set out immediately. God willing, we will be back within 3 weeks, along with an army.
Now those are words worthy of a nobleman.
My friend, I still believe that words are more powerful than swords. And our words will ring in 1,000 voices to the glory of King Wenceslas.
Actually, if Wenceslas takes the throne, or rather secures it, wouldn't Zobst be kind of the ruler in practice? I mean, if he's always drunk, then someone has to do the actual ruling.
After we conquered the city, you promised to restore order immediately. And then I find out things are even more disordered than before.
Your Majesty, we are sorry. We will put it to rights.
You've already said that. I want to hear real solutions.
We will put more guards on the roads and toughen penalties. We can have a few captured bandits executed as an example to others.
We do not care about bandits. We care about rebellious nobles and burghers. What will you do with them? How will you solve the chaos in the town administration, the rebellious miners, and the dismal yields? And how is it even possible that a rebellion against the king is smoldering here in the city?
What do you mean, sire?
I hear the resistance is coming from the Jewish quarter, from right under your noses. Why haven't you done anything?
We don't know who is behind this. Without evidence, we cannot punish them.
Otto von Berghoff did not ask questions in Prague either. He acted. And I advise you to do the same. Find a couple of wretches in a hole somewhere, point them to the Jewish quarter, and give them free rein to do anything. The city's Jewish community was and still is on Wenceslas' side. They need a warning.
We do not even have enough men to...
Marquardt, could you spare a few men for a while?
Of course, sire. I'll assign them to Eric. He'll take care of it.
So you see,
yes, we get to take him down.
All you have to do is make sure the city rabble get their share. You could at least manage that, couldn't you? And if the thought should cross your minds that you would get rid of the debts to the Jewish moneylanders this way, forget about it. Your debts will remain, up to the last groschen. Only now you owe us directly. And while we are on the subject of money, has the yield from the mines finally matched last year's?
Sire, the deposits are dwindling, and mining is becoming increasingly difficult. And to make matters worse, the miners started rebelling.
Don't take us for a fool. They'll stop rebelling when you pay them proper wages.
Your Majesty, we can't do that.
Silence! How dare you oppose the kingdom's protector? You're a bunch of incompetent sycophants! Chicken shits! Not any better than the scum hiding in the forest.
And drunks! Give them hell! Lazy fools, the lot of them.
How dare you?
Some of you are even swelling right here in the city council meeting. This is unbelievable.
Remove this swill pot from the hall immediately.
I'm telling the truth. This whole council is a farce.
I shouldn't have given him the wine.
Lord of Sergeants, your insolence just cost you your place on the council and a month in the dungeon.
But...
Hopefully that'll be enough for him to sober up. And if not, put him in the pillory for a while, bailiff.
I'll see to it as soon as the council is over, Your Majesty.
All I hear from you over and over again are excuses and prevarication. And results? None. I therefore place the city council under the authority of Sir Marquardt von Aulitz, who is present here, with immediate effect. He will make sure you finally do your duty.
But, sire, that would be a violation of the privileges granted to us as a free mining town.
Silence! I am the only guarantor of your rights. You have to earn your privileges, not hide behind them. During my brother's reign, this idleness was perhaps tolerated. But that is over now. You were given a few simple tasks. But instead of working on them, you idled in the baths and lined your pockets. And let the traitors cast their nets undisturbed. But unlike my brother, I am capable of creating order. And I assure you, I do not distinguish between those who stand in my way. Be they beggars, noblemen, or city councillors. You have 2 weeks to restore order in the city and increase mining output. I want clear results, and you answer only to me and Sir Marquardt von Aulitz now. No one else. The council is dismissed. You, don't go anywhere, boy. Be so kind and remain here. Our throat has become rather dry. And we still wish to speak with our friend von Aulitz.
Yes, sire. As you wish, sire.
Was I not perhaps too harsh on them? And speak candidly. We have had enough of false flattery.
Sire, you were harsh, but rightfully so. These councillors, they need to be shown their place. You suffered their insolence for far too long. And the same is true of the Jews.
We know. Otto repeated to us several times that it is time to strike against them. We are glad he is not here. He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, can't you see the king's cup is empty?
You tend to ask as if you were. Boy, pour us a monastic wine. The monks had a good...
Okay, so the... okay, I guess it's this one. At least we do have the...
Would we had a proper army instead of human mercenaries. They cannot be relied upon. And we are no closer to our goal now. At least the Takai will remind us of our home. If our father were still alive, he would have been astonished by the mess that a few years of Wenceslas' reign brought to us. With a single word, he would have put the nobility in their place, and the country would flourish. God grant him eternal glory.
We won't need much more time. We'll arrest the traitor Odorin, and the rest will fall in line.
You say the others will be brought into line, but what do you know of them? We know only a few of them. But there's a fortress standing on every damn hill here. What side are their lords on?
We'll find out soon enough, sire.
If only Wenceslas were not such a stubborn ass, and relinquished that throne that he has no use for anyway. The nobility, on the other hand, found a ruler like him very useful. They made a puppet.
Yeah, that might be the case.
Once you restore order, they'll join you. All you have to do is promise them the privileges they lost during Wenceslas' reign.
First, they'd have to be willing to make peace at least among themselves. Jobs does everything he can to sow chaos, so that he himself emerges victorious in the end. This business makes me thirsty. Pour me some of that red.
Just waiting for the right moment.
Maybe. But first I'll have to conquer a few more cities. And get a couple more lords on my side. Then they take the threat. Then Hungary is a viper's lair.
You will follow in his footsteps, sire, as soon as you get the chance.
But the wine is good here. To your health. And to your health too, boy. May your children grow in a land ruled by a good king.
Thank you, sire. You are too magnanimous.
Why? You did a good job. You can be proud of yourself.
To your health, your majesty.
First, we need to crack down on the biggest troublemakers.
We're working on it. While the council was meeting, Otto von Berghoff and his men set out for Raborsch. Alderin won't give you any more trouble.
He and Ruthard are in it together. Once we get Odin, we can handle Ruthard easily. Raborsch will be yours. After all, Otto has already got Malishov.
I appreciate your confidence, sire.
But the devil knows there are a lot more strongholds to conquer here.
For the king, red wine, boy.
No, we can have white. We have had enough of red.
White it is. Quickly.
I think von Berghoff's little contraption will find its use.
I have some suggestions for other candidates.
Not so fast, my friend. It's a wondrous tool, but we can't rely on it forever.
But to bring it here to the square and point it at the city hall? Those sycophants would only benefit from a
Okay.
It's a splendid idea, but it won't be necessary. The councillors are quite fearful enough already that they can hide nothing from us.
Guards, throw him out. Send someone who can pour wine.
What kind of a donkey have they sent me? Are you
What?
only deaf or completely stupid as well? I've never been so ashamed in my life. And in front of the king, get out!
Okay. Huh. And here I was thinking that I was doing rather okay. But apparently not.
Between the two of us, Margaret. And speak candidly. We have had enough of force, naturally.
Rightfully so. These councils, they need to be shown their place. You suffered their insolence for far too long. And the same is true.
We know. Otto repeated to us several times that it is time to strike against him. We are glad he's not here. He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, can't you see the king's cup is empty?
You tend to us as if we were infirm. Someone asked for wine. The monks had a good year. We have concerns, friend. The Hungarians are rebelling. Our army is falling.
And let's only heed the words of the king instead of von Aulitz. I guess it was von... Yeah, von Aulitz.
You don't. Can't you tell white from red?
Well, no matter. At least the Takai will remind us of our home. If our father were still alive, he would have been astonished by the mess that a few years of Wenceslas reign brought us. With a single word, he would have put the nobility in their place, and the country would flourish. God grant him the test.
We won't need much more time. We'll arrest the traitor Otherin, and the rest will follow.
You say the others will be brought into line, but what do you know of them? We know only a few of them. But there's a fortress standing on every damn hill here. What side are their lords on?
We'll find out soon enough.
If only Wenceslas were not such a stubborn ass, and relinquished that throne that he has no use for anyway. The nobility, on the other hand, found a ruler like him very easy. They made a puppet out of him.
Once you restore order, they'll join you. All you have to do is promise them the privileges they lost during Wenceslas' reign.
First, they'd have to be willing to make peace at least among themselves. Job does everything he can to sow chaos, so that he himself emerges victorious in the end. This business makes me thirsty. Maybe. But first I'll have to conquer. And Hungary. If Bohemia is the one, then Hungary is the fighter.
You will follow in his footsteps, as soon as you get the chance.
But the wine. To your house. And to your health too, boy. May your children grow in a land ruled by a good king.
Thank you, sire. You are too magnanimous.
Why? You did a good job. You can be proud of yourself.
To your health, Your Majesty.
First, you need to crack down on the biggest troublemakers.
We're working on it. While the consul was meeting, I turned back up and his men set out for Raborsch. Alderaan won't get you anymore.
He and Ruta are in it together. Once we get Odin, we can handle Ruta. Raborsch will be yours. After all, Otto has already got knowledge.
I appreciate your confidence, sir.
But the devil knows there are a lot more strongholds to conquer.
For the king, red white.
No, we shall have white.
Okay, so that's where we went wrong.
I think von Berghoff's little contraption will find its use again. Not so fast, it's a wondrous tool, but we can't rely on it forever.
Bring it here to the square and point it at the city hall. Those psychopaths will only benefit from a warning like that.
This is splendid.
There's been enough fretting, sire. You shall see. Soon we will drink to the conquest of another fortress.
You are right. So then, to victory. And you, boy, will you drink with us? So that you shall have something to tell your children and grandchildren.
Okay.
To victory, sire.
To today's, and those of the future.
So there is party going on. Okay.
Yet another impoverished nobleman. Not the first to end up like that.
I don't think you want to sing.
Oh, the piglet!
You and me. I'd like to drink a toast with you. So, touching. Come now. I never had truly. Not a bit. In that case, in quite simple and pragmatic. Fuck. I've got a tongue like a slice of. Well, get some. His lordship is so unsteady on his legs. To hell with that keg slop. I had my eye on him all evening.
Okay.
He had left the rest of us to drink cheap dregs. Try and...
You can bet on it. I've got a no...
I don't doubt it.
So, okay. And what else should I be doing? So, I think we should drink one of these.
I don't know about you, but I
Can trample over us one.
Are we somehow losing that drunkenness? Perhaps not.
I thought your Alicia was... All right. Sorry, mate.
You're right. Don't talk about Lady Anna like that.
Perhaps it's something can be found down here.
Sorry.
From cleaning up this pigsty.
Okay.
I need help with something. I mean the ones with the really good wine.
And you're one of those.
I should say so.
And I'm the king's... Anyway, I don't know
Okay.
nothing about no wine. In case you haven't noticed, I'm sweeping the... Try asking my mom. She's the...
Okay. So the cook is there.
Good day. Well,
Sorry, I don't...
what do you think? A fortress full of hungry mouths and half of them noble lords.
I haven't eaten so well in a long...
He didn't have to choose me. My old ma spent her whole life in this kitchen, and my grandmother...
Wait,
Okay.
you can...
It's been a long time since I was afraid you'll forgot.
You haven't changed.
But I have. And you've changed too. You left a... Not at all.
And how have you been all this time?
Not really. When he remarried and had another son, I also got married. And soon I had my little Elishka running. Young Sir Christopher used to come and play with her sometimes.
Okay.
Tell me more about...
She's a big girl now. She's a maid here for now.
Well, aren't you worried about her?
Even as a little girl, she used to beat up the boys in the village. I put up with all sorts.
And your husband?
Kuba, he died when Elishka was just a baby.
God grant him. Why don't we go somewhere together?
Okay.
You really haven't. You ought go and have a drink and stop chasing girls. I mean, it's
Where might I find it?
Why? You don't like...
It's not for me.
Aha. If you go down the cellar stair, it's Lord Odorin's best. He's drunk.
Okay. So to the cellars then, if I can find my way out. Does the map provide any help? Yes, it does. So do we have, yeah, over here, and then some pictures lined on the table.
The rat'll be good, I hope.
Now there's a piece of horseflesh for you, Rudolph. Not like that nag of yours.
What the hell do you feed it with? It looks more like a damn bull.
Sir! Sir! There's some horsemen right out front of the fortress.
Ah, that's Peter of Pisac. Wouldn't come to the council, but he is coming happily to the celebration, you old fox.
Uh-oh.
Come on in, sir. There's wine aplenty.
It's not Peter of Pisac.
Hey! Hey! Intruders! Enemies at the gates!
Oh, come on.
Seize the nobles! Kill the rest!
Well, this really didn't go very well.
Holy shit!
Get him! Take that fucker out, damn it! Leave him alone!
No, you don't.
Come to me, someone! I'm like a sieve! Take that fucker out! Damn it!
You haven't a chance!
But he's still standing!
This for your effort!
Show what it's made of!
Okay, so I guess we will load.
Jesus! They're surrounding Christopher. He can't make it on his own.
Get him!
I don't even know where Christopher is. There.
You got him!
Okay, that deterred. Okay, perhaps a bit too eager.
Jesus! They're surrounding Christopher. He can't make it on his own.
I'm bleeding!
What now?
I'll cut your arms off! Christ! That must hurt!
Rude blood! Yeah!
Come on, scum! Send my greetings to the
Drive those horses out! Show what you're made of! I'll beat you to a bloody pulp, fucker!
Okay. So now what? Henry comes to rescue. Or is he too late? I don't have the gear equipped. Okay, okay, so yeah, perhaps some gear would be in order. Okay, okay, and then I guess sword and this and this. Okay. So I guess we are good to go.
Whoa!
Is Matt here?
Oh, good strike!
Now
Oh, good strike!
I still see blood!
Show what you're made of!
He's had it.
Wait!
Fucking horse son. Nice hit.
Let's get it over with.
Yeah! Come to me! Come on! I'm like a shell! Thanks to God.
Okay, nice.
That was a close shave.
A little too close. Oh, fuck me.
Do my eyes deceive me? Henry!
Godwin!
How did you get... Damn. I can't tell you how happy I am to see you. You turned up at just the right moment.
Is everyone alright?
Well, some are, some aren't.
They captured Odorin, Kunstad and Rutard. And they took Alder and Kunrad of Vector away too.
They wanted to slay the rest like dogs.
What about my father? And Hanush?
They left with Yobs long before that. I'm sure they're all right, but not everyone was so lucky.
Okay.
Where did they go?
They've got to raise an army for us.
So we have a plan to counter...
More of a prompt. But, as you can see, our allies are getting scarce.
I'll gladly plead.
Be so kind.
Okay.
What happened, Godwin?
Anna of Waldstein.
Ah.
She didn't stand a chance against those. She was simply in the wrong place at the wrong... And they almost killed my...
But only almost.
What do you mean, almost?
I got there in time. Christopher tried to defend her father. But nearly... Old grievances aside, Odorin is an ally.
Well, they all have their quirks. Cousin Botchek's a money-grabbing magpie. But I won't give up on the fuck.
We'll have to wait for the other side's move anyway. We don't even know what...
I tried to come as soon as possible and warn you, but
You knew he was...
He wanted Odorin. He probably had no idea they'd find most of...
I bet he couldn't believe it.
And Sigismund will be moving at a... We have to be really careful now.
Is there anything...
Definitely not right. We'll treat the wounded, bury the dead, then we'll hide in the Devil's Den and wait for Yob...
If I survive the journey... Oh, God's teeth.
The king announced one more thing at the council. He asked the councillors to ransack the Jewish quarter. That is... he...
Fuck! Liechtenstein's got his people... The city rabbi is sitting upstairs and...
They're our allies!
What do you mean by we? Everyone here is lucky to be still breathing.
Maybe Samuel will figure something out.
He's here too?
Aye, escorting the rabbi.
You should go and see them as soon.
Anyway, we've got work to...
Give me a moment. I'll guard the walls until morning.
And some young, dirty...
Okay, I think we want to take the best loot available. Is this actually... It's quite heavy, so perhaps we are not willing to take that. Oh, is someone else looting as well? Oh, any more of the attackers over here? How much does that weigh? Okay, so surely worth taking.
Such slaughter.
We have to take care of young Sir Christopher. And hope his
Only hunting sword.
Yes. The best thing we can do is to keep doing our work.
What if the old lord doesn't come back?
Then we'll have a young one. He's not a little boy anymore. Soon he'll get married and have a bunch of...
What have they done that the Lord is punishing them like this?
God's punishment or...
Well, I'm not exactly sure this is what good honest Christian would be doing, but I guess money is money. Let's, by the way, see about the guys we dispatched. Oh, that's nice. By the door. Okay, I guess we have the same goal in here. Those riding cuirasses are really nice. Perhaps there is one or two around here still. Okay, so I think we should move something to the horse. Okay, perhaps it could carry a bit more. Excellent. So now that we have made sure that all the excess gear will be put into good use, I think this is actually everything for today. So thank you very much for watching. If you like the content, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Feel free to post comments, give advice, ask questions and so on. Have a great rest of the day. Quality RPGs out.